Page 24, Yellow Bird. Oh, well, you look at this and think, yuck, what are they thinking? Why is this here? It's the rhythm. It looks ugly. And for some people it is ugly, but we'll talk about it and get into it. There's going to be many times in music when you see a new piece of music and you get the rhythm and you think, what rhythm is this? I haven't seen this before. Well, there's all kinds of rhythms out there. I mean, there's limitless. So you just take each one as it comes and figure it out. So I'll go through the process and let's see what we got. It's about 1.5 pages long. Clef signs are treble and bass clef. Key signatures 1 sharp. We're in the key of G major, so do the scales for G major and E minor, at least 1 octave up and down. And 4/4 time signature, and I see a bunch of eighth notes and quarter notes and think we can handle that. It's this rhythm we got to deal with. If you can get the first 2 measures, you got it, because it's pretty much the same rhythm throughout. Now, one of the things I do when rhythm gets really tricky is I'll take a pencil and I'll draw in a line above the top staff where the beats are. So 1, 2, 3, 4, where they go. And then I can see in relation to those lines where the notes are. So it's like here, the notes are simple. It's just G and a D. That's all they are. And you're going back and forth. Okay, we just got to get the rhythm. Well, it's a 1 and. 1 and. Okay. Then the next eighth note is on an and again because the quarter note takes up a whole beat. It goes and 2. That's 2 eighth notes. 1 and 2 and. So that the next eighth note is on the and of 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and that's it. So you draw a vertical line above the first eighth note. Another vertical line between the quarter note and the eighth note because it comes between them. The beat comes between them. And then the other lines go over the other quarter notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Piece of cake? Stick around. You get an idea of this rhythm. Let's go ahead and check the right hand here. We got B in here, and 1 and 2 and 3 and then just use 2 and 4 here, A sharp at C. The kicker here is try and get the notes down at the same time. I use weight to push the notes down. And I have the weight on these fingers. Not a lot of weight, I'm controlling how much. I put these fingers where they go. I raise my wrist a little, and as I lower the wrist, I'm lowering the weight. And when I do, I simply switch fingers. The weight pushes the notes down. The fingers just happen to be where the weight is. And that's what 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and that's that rhythm. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. Measure 10. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then measure 11. You come up 1 key. That's 1 and 2 and. Because the quarter note, left hand, there should be a quarter rest in the upper staff and an eighth rest because the left hand's playing those. 1 and the eighth note in the left hand comes on beat 2. 1 and 2 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then come down. 1 and 2 and 3 and come down again. They want thumb. You can do a 2, 3, 5 there if you'd like. So we're doing that. Measure 17. 1 and 2 and 3. And you're back to what you were doing before. Measure 21. That has an 8 VA above it, so you go up here. Here. And then the 8 VA ends at the half note. So those last 2 eighth notes, you're down here. Here. Anyway, you work on the right hand until you're sort of comfortable with what's going on. And then the left hand, well, it's this rhythm. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That's pretty much it. Let's go over to measure 10. We're here, and then 2 beats of rest to come up here to the C chord. 1 and 2 and. Come up on the and of 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and that's it. And then you're back down here at measure 19. Okay. Put the hands together. This should be interesting. On the third measure, you're here. And I hesitate. That's fine at first. Just trying to get them coordinated. Here. Because that's beat 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Measure 10, 1 and 2. Right there, when I play the B, the left hand comes out. Because I got to move anyway. 1 and 2 and. That's what I'm after. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Carefully and slowly. Measure 11. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So you beat 3 is that second tied eighth note. 1 and 2 and 3 and so forth. What I hope you don't do, what most people do, is they'll just wait and hear it. They'll wait for somebody to play it for them so they can hear it. So, because once they hear it, oh, okay, I know what it is. I would much rather you be able to read the music and actually figure it out on your own and discover what it sounds like on your own is what I'd really prefer. I've already let the cat out of the bag now, and I've played it for you, so you already know what it sounds like. Now, the measure 20, you're down here. You come up here. See, the AVA is only for the top staff. The left hand doesn't move. 1 and 2 and... Now, again, it's a little confusing the way it's written. In the last measure, you have a half note takes up 2 counts, and then you have 2 eighth notes take up 1 count. Where's the other count? That's only 3 counts. There should be an eighth or a quarter rest in there somewhere. The point is, when the left hand's doing this, the right hand is resting. It's 1 beat rest. 1 and 2 and you're doing that. There, you're just coming down. 1 and 2 and that's how it does. I don't like the way they write it when they do this because I think it's confusing, because then one or both stabs don't have the full number of counts in them. How do you know what's what? Like measure 11. That top staff, that's a beat, and that's a beat, and that's half. That's 2.5 counts. So where's the other counts? Well, they're in the bottom staff, so you can put in rests in there, but the way they've written it, to get the whole thing in the 4 counts, you have to consider both stabs together. And that's what they're doing. It makes it a little easier to read because it's not so cluttered. You don't have all those rests. But it's more difficult to read because you don't have the rests. How do you know what's where? You just have to take it very slowly, an eighth note pulse at a time, and work it out. Well, once I have the notes and the rhythms worked out, then I go back over it slowly and I get rid of the hesitations. Once I can do that, I'll think about the articulation. We got slurs. Lift up between each one. These, connect these if you can. This is very connected until you get to measure 11. Staccato, accent. Accent staccatos, okay. That's about it for articulation. And then the dynamics, soft at the beginning, whatever you think soft is. And then MP here, and that's the melody. The left hand stays soft. Okay. Then when you get to measure 10, we're going to go up a little bit. Here it's moderately soft. Up the bottom moderately loud. That last note could be moderately loud. That makes the accent in note measure 11 a loud note because of the accent. And you're staying there until measure 18. And then go to, and the quarter notes, the first one's moderately loud still. Remember at the beginning of the hairpin you haven't changed yet. Now you change a little, now we're back to moderately soft. And measure 20, it's softer, soft. Left hand's very soft. Now you're very soft. Both hands. Now once I have an idea of the dynamics, I think about the speed. It's a happy piece, but that needs to be accurate. It's somewhere in there. How fast do you want the melody to go? Because the melody rules. It tells you what to do. The other stuff has to adjust. And then, of course, at the end, they've added pedal on the last measure, and this is for effect. It's like, why are we pedaling this? It's for effect. We want all the overtone. We're going to moosh it all together. You push the pedal down right after you play the half note, and you lift it up with the last note. I'm not going to show pedal if that's all they're going to do. You just push it down and leave it down. And you hold on to that because of the fermata, whatever feels right, and then everything comes up together. That's all. There's an RIT there where you can slow the eighth notes down. Yeah, you're slowing down. It's an afterthought. It's like, oh, an afterthought, whatever that is. Okay. Please don't copy me. You don't have to take it at that speed. You get into it. Feel the natural accent. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Of course, when they give you accents, that's what you're going to do in measure 11. 1. Because 1 and 2 and 3. That's syncopation. You're playing the third beat a little early. Let's play this together very slowly and check the notes and the rhythms. I'm not going to do louds and softs. I'll do the staccatos and the accents, I guess. I'll give us 4 counts. We're just going to go real slow. 1 and 2 and ready and go and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 3. And 1 and 2 and 3 and